Good evening, everyone. Sorry we're starting just a few minutes late here. Councilmember Emmanuel can make his way to his seat. The time is 7:37. I'll call this public hearing and regular business meeting of Mayor and City Council of Snellville, Georgia for Monday, November 26, 2018 to order. Have the invocation tonight from Mel Larkins, the chaplain at Eastside Medical Center. If you'd like to come forward.
Good evening. Let's pray. Our Father and our God, we humbly present ourselves before you this evening, and we thank you for the many blessings that you've bestowed upon us today, and thank you for the health and strength and the use of our minds. And as we begin this meeting this evening, I ask that your presence be upon us. I pray that every participant and every observer would be mindful that you are here. I ask that your spirit will rule over and guide the proceedings. I ask for divine wisdom to be given to the council of this blessed city, and that they might be able to serve with wisdom, justice, and mercy. And may that all they rule over be for the best of the entire city. And so that at the conclusion of the meeting, every heart that observed would say amen. I thank you in advance for your blessings, for your love, for your goodness. And I pray for all this in the name of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And God bless America and this council.
Thank you, Mr. Larkins. We appreciate you coming out tonight. Next, we'll have the pledge to the flag from Matt Zarek. Thank you, Matt. We have no ceremonial matters, so we'll move on to the approval of the minutes. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes of the November 12th, 2018 meetings.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the November 12th meeting. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. It is 5 in favor and none opposed. We have no invited guests. Under committee and department reports, we have a report from Ms. Ferris from the Board of Appeals.
Good evening. The Board of Appeals met on November 13th to hear BOA 18-06. BOA 1806 was a request by Robert S. Jones for a variance from Section 7.1, accessory uses and structures of the Snellville zoning ordinance. The request was to allow for a roof structure in the side yard open on all 4 sides for the storage of a Class C motorhome. The variance is granted with the additional condition that the structure be removed upon sale of the house or the approval of new variance at that time. Any questions?
Any questions for Ms. Ferris? Nope. Thank you very much. Next, we have Snellville Tourism and Trade, Ms. Kelly McAloon.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and Council. It's the peanut gallery that's making me laugh.
Do I need to call the chief? We could.
Yeah. Anyway, our last meeting was on November 19th, and we won't meet again until our retreat on January 26th. Our Christmas tree lighting, our 37th annual Christmas tree lighting was, I would say, a success. It was awesome. Despite the weather on Friday and Saturday morning, a lot of rain, the green was wet, but we made it. People came out. There were thousands that lined the road, you know, watched the lighting at 7 and listened to the music until 8. So It was a good night, a great night, I think, overall. So many people to thank. There's just endless people. The volunteers, thank you, Melissa Arnold. She helped Carrie, and Regina across the street at the parade route. Marcy was up here, and I just thought how cute she was. She played the elf, Santa's helper, all night. The Franklin family helped me all day on Friday, along with Alice and Doug and Snipes, and Joe came out. And Saturday, all the volunteers, just an incredible amount of help that we had. Could not do these events without our volunteers. They are the heart of this city, and I just am overwhelmed, really, by their dedication. Sometimes we have small groups, but they are just so dedicated to making this city, to wanting it to be great, and for that, I thank them. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our sponsors, because without them, we couldn't do what we do as well. Our Keystone sponsors, Eastside Medical Center and Walton Gas, our bronze sponsors, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta and the Gwinnett Citizen. We had our Friends of Snellville sponsors, Summit Chase Country Club, Mark Williams with Printing Trade Company. You know, he does so much too all the time that people don't know about, and I just really want to thank him. Bill Rhodes Bakery for bringing out the cookies. Tom Wage's Funeral Home, they sponsored the s'mores, and Home Depot did the Build It activity on the green. And of course, we always want to thank the city of Snellville for your continued support. Next year's our 10th year anniversary. So with that said, we're going to do things in a big way, we hope. So stay tuned, and our event schedule will be coming out in January. It'll be on our website. Our last Commerce Club meeting of the year will be held at Summit Chase on December the 4th. So we sent out invites. Kathy Emanuel, I always want to thank her for doing our constant contact, and on there was an RSVP. And we're doing the little white elephant gift, so we'd love to have everybody come out and join us. I'd also like to recognize and congratulate the 2019 Snellville Tourism and Trade Active Board of Directors, which will be Don Britt, Jamie Toney, Kathy Emanuel, Billy Franklin, Regina Hart, Kurt Schultz, Alice Snipes, and new to our board, Kyle Emerson from Eastside Medical Center. And lastly, don't forget to stop by the Festival of Trees located in the community room and vote for the tree of your choice with non-perishable food items. You can make a monetary donation online on our website at snellvilleevents.com. And we hope you enjoy the trees. We have 9 of them, so I was excited. Everybody put a lot of heart and soul into each tree in there. So please stop in and take a look, and I encourage everybody to bring some non-perishables. And on behalf of Snellville Tourism and Trade, we just want to wish each one of you a very Merry Christmas. And that concludes my report. Any questions?
I do have a question.
Okay.
Commerce Club for January, the first Tuesday is the 1st. Are you going to push it to the 8th? Have you?
Probably we should. I didn't look at that date, but that's probably a very good idea. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yes. Thank you. Yeah, you're right. Nobody will be there. That's right.
But thank you for the Christmas tree lighting. I think it looked like a great event. A lot of people were having a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we had a great
enjoyed it.
crowd, and the parade, I was excited. I really appreciated Gwinnett County, too, coming out with those two
floats.
awesome floats.
Yeah.
And we had Jason West playing Button Gwinnett as our Grand Marshal, so that was very cool, you know, given it's a bicentennial year. So it was just really, really cool. So anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next we have an update from the Snellville Youth Commission. Do we? No.
I can give a
Okay.
small update. The Youth Commission met last on November 10th, and my college student advisors, former SYC members, led the students in a pretty hot political discussion, and we also talked about the recent election results. So they were a little bit more recent on that Saturday, just immediately after. Our next project for Youth Commission is going to be the Youth Summit, which will be on February 23rd. And let's see, our next meeting will be December 15th, but it's actually more of a party than anything else. And also, if you haven't stopped by the Festival of Trees, please stop by and see the Snellville Youth Commission tree. It is Rudolph and the Land of Misfit Toys.
Thank you, Councilmember Linsky. Next, we'll have the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the agenda of the November 26th, 2018 meeting.
There's a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. It's 5 in favor and none opposed. We have no public hearing tonight and nothing on our consent agenda. So we'll move into old business. We've got item A, consideration and action on approval of contract for the purchase of property. You want to make a motion?
Sure. I'd like to make a motion to approve the contract to purchase the office buildings and real estate located at 2386 Clower Street and 2320 Oak Road in the form proposed by the city for $3,875,000 with 2 modifications. Modification number 1, paragraph 4.1 is modified to make the closing date no later than May 31st, 2019. And modification 2, paragraph 15 is modified to make the earnest money exception increased from $25,000 to $50,000. In addition, I also want to mention that the land is 2.257 acreage.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. That is 5 in favor and none opposed. That ends old business, so we'll move into new business. We have one item, item A, consideration and action on approval of memorandum of understanding for the Gwinnett County Senior Services Congregate Meal Program. Just to let you know what this is, Gwinnett Senior Services is run by Gwinnett County, and they have a program where they, through application process, people in need are admitted into their program, and they do meals several times a week, and the county provides transportation to the location. They provide the meal. They also do assessments. They do some programming, and then they'll deliver the people back home. Well, the program is large, and they've received some additional grant money, so they're looking to expand into some new locations so that they can serve more people. Gail Lane had contacted me several months ago, so I put her in contact with the Parks and Rec people to see if we had a space that was available that they could use, and it was determined that the Betty McMichael building at Briscoe Park would work well for their needs. So they'll do a little bit, not really modification to the building, but they'll bring in a freezer and a small refrigerator that they'll use for their purposes. And we're basically just providing the building for them to do their services in. So I think this is a great thing for our community. It'll allow people in need to be able to access those services more conveniently. With that, I will take a motion.
Motion to approve the memorandum of understanding for the Gwinnett County Senior Services Congregate Meal Program.
There's a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
I got Christy Linsky for the second. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. That is 5 in favor and none opposed. That ends our business portion of the meeting, so we'll go into council reports. Councilmember Marmol.
Kelly, awesome job with the Christmas tree lighting festival. That was it.
Councilmember Linsky.
Ditto.
Short reports tonight. Everybody must be hungry. Dave Emanuel.
I just want to remind everybody the Festival of Trees is something you should all participate in because the food goes to the Southeast Gwinnett Co-op. And this is the time of year, like a lot of other times of year, when they really need all the help we can give them. So go vote, and unlike regular elections, you can vote more than once in this one and not get in trouble. And everybody else have a, hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving and didn't have too much turkey.
Councilmember Schultz.
Well, I want to say Kurt and I went shopping today and got food, and we had to split our vote for the trees because we couldn't agree which was the best.
You can go back and vote again.
I know. I want to remind everybody that this Saturday will be the first Saturday of the month, so we'll be having our extended season Snellville Farmers Market from 9 to 12 out in the parking lot. And we hope everybody will try to come to support our vendors there. And I want to remind everybody that there's a runoff election and voting is now going on. We went over to Lawrenceville today to vote because I will be babysitting next week while my daughter and her husband are on a trip for their 5th anniversary. So I couldn't vote next week. So we went to Lawrenceville today to the election office and did so. So everybody else remember to vote. It wasn't, we walked right in and voted and came right out. I mean, we had a little bit of a maybe 5-minute wait, but not long.
Thank you, and I was going to remind everybody to vote as well. Early voting is going on, and it's really important, especially in a runoff election. You can't just assume that your candidate's going to win because maybe they got a little, were a little bit ahead in the original election, the general election. So you need to get out there and let your voice be heard. With that, I will close the meeting and open the floor to public comment. Anyone who would like to come up to the microphone, you've got 5 minutes to speak on any topic. You heard that right, 5 minutes.
Mayor and Council, Melvin Everson, 1725 Winding Creek Circle, Snellville, Georgia. I love the roundabout. Also, I was at the park the day they had the antique car show. I really loved it. It was great. I just couldn't afford it. They wouldn't sell them to me anyway. But anyway, I have a presentation for someone that's in the audience tonight. You'll probably know already. I've been famously known for passing out the G for University of Georgia, and some friend of mine asked me about another plaque, and I said, okay. And I called the same guy who made this one for University of Georgia, and he cooperated with me. And tonight I want to present the second one to Mr. Chuck Ross, University of Kentucky.
Thank you. Absolutely.
I put this on Facebook, and his wife, he didn't know he was getting this tonight. His wife said, Chuck. I said, LOL, laugh out loud. Like, I know you're gonna. There you go. There you go. That's awesome. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, my friend.
And I did it less than 5 minutes.
Thank you so much, Melvin. Is there anyone else that would like to make a public comment? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second?
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. 5-0, we're out. Thank you all for coming out tonight.